All right, let's get it.
It's the 2023 playoffs, and
Yes,
Jimmy
sir.
Butler is absolutely owning the NBA.
Yeah, he was going
Or, as we
crazy
like
that
to call
year
him at
in the
this time of
playoffs.
year,
Really,
Playoff Jimmy.
step back, three, cash. Oh my goodness.
Butler turned into an inferno to beat the
For real.
number 1 seeded Bucks, toyed with the Knicks in round 2, and
Jeez.
embarrassed the Celtics as he carried the Heat to the NBA Finals as the 8th seed, all while unleashing some historical performances and talking trash to anyone in his vicinity.
Anyone and everyone. He was ready for that.
Despite not winning the title, I don't think we'll ever forget Butler's 2023 playoff run or see anything like it ever again. An 8th seed in the finals? That's the stuff of legends. Or in this case, that's the stuff of playoff Jimmy.
And honestly, if Jimmy would have won like the championship that year, that probably would have been the hardest playoff run behind Dirk's run in 2014? No, 2012. That would have been the craziest run, like top 3 runs easily, top 2 runs. This and Dirk's run would have been insane. Let's see, but this shit was crazy. Shout out the post 2K, bro.
Butler's historic 2023 playoff run was shocking, but considering what he did just a few years earlier, it was almost expected.
Yeah.
When Jimmy joined the Miami Heat in 2020, the expectations were for them to be an average to above average team. And that's exactly what happened. They finished the season as the 5th seed, but the playoffs were a whole other story. They crushed the Pacers in round 1 and then sent shockwaves through the NBA as they upset the number 1 seeded Milwaukee Bucks in round 2, followed by another stunner over the 3rd seeded Celtics to make it to the NBA Finals.
And they lost.
No one saw this coming. Jimmy then went ballistic against the Lakers, showing that he was capable of delivering on the biggest stage.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, his heroics weren't enough as they lost to LA in 6. At the end of the day, it was a successful first season.
I think Jimmy always needs just one more.
Who knows? Maybe they can run it back next
year.
year.
I feel like they need a bench. That's all I felt like they needed.
In 2021, they got smoked in a rematch against Milwaukee, but it lit a fire under them, and they came back with a vengeance.
Oh. 2022.
In 2022, Jimmy and the Heat returned to form, finishing the season as the top seed in the East, and a championship seemed like a true possibility. In the first round, they breezed past Atlanta in 5. Butler tormented the team that picked Tobias Harris over him in 6, and the 2020 Eastern Conference Finals rematch was on the horizon. It was Boston and Miami in another
this is a good series, though.
One that saw the Celtics take a 3-2 series lead, headed back to TD Garden for a Game 6. And that's where Jimmy Butler went full 2012 LeBron on the C's.
Bing. Jimmy has such a great physical, like, play to him. Like, he's such a fundamental player. He can hit a 3 if need. He's got a good mid-range. He's got inside game. He's not flashy. He's just all fundamentals, and that what makes him like an amazing player.
For 47, 9, 8, and 4, including 17 in the 4th quarter to secure the win and force a Game 7 back in Miami.
He's like that. Stop playing with him.
Incredible performance, the Heat didn't carry any of that momentum into Game 7 as they found themselves down 13 with 3 minutes to go in the 4th. That is until they caught fire. Out of the blue, Miami went on a white-hot 11-0 run to get themselves within 2.
Victory.
And as Jimmy pulled down a rebound with less than 20 seconds left, he has a chance to tie or take the lead.
He can tie for the lead.
Shot. Did he blow this? Yeah, he blew it. Yeah, I think he did blow it. Yeah, he
Butler risked it all as he pulled up for 3. But
honestly, I would have.
And that's it.
In that time span, with like seconds,
for Jimmy
the thing.
Heat,
I think he had enough time to chill.
The NBA Finals.
I think he had enough time to chill to like figure out a better spot.
The 2023 season was a lackluster up and down
everything's heightened at
campaign
that
for
time,
Butler and
so
the Heat.
you take
In
it
fact,
to win it.
It was so disappointing. It landed them as the 7th seed in the play-in game against Atlanta, and it only got worse. Jimmy struggled with his shot as Miami got dogged at home in an 11-point loss, sending them to a second play-in game against the Chicago Bulls. Win and get into the playoffs, or lose and the season is over. It was do or die, and thankfully, the Butler showed up. The man served up a clutch 31-point performance with 13 of those in the fourth quarter to clinch a spot in the postseason as the 8th seed. They got in by the skin of their teeth, but bad news is they're facing the number 1 seed Bucks.
Ooh. I think the Bucks
for the 3rd time in 4 years,
before,
Jimmy was facing Milwaukee in the playoffs, and this season was eerily similar to 2020. The underdog Heat, this time as the 8th seed, up against the NBA's overall number 1 seed. Will history repeat itself? Well, in Game 1, it looked like it might. Butler came out of the gates sizzling with a 24-point first half on the road, and you immediately knew this wasn't just any other 8 seed. Jimmy would finish the game with 35, 5, and 11 in a 13-point
You know what's crazy?
To pull off the Game 1 upset. But the Bucks countered with a dominant performance in Game 2 to tie the series at 1, headed to South Beach, where Butler was feeling good back on home court. He lit it up with a 17-point.
I don't think it matters what team Jimmy Butler has been on. He has always found a way to elevate that team, whether it be through solo performance or like just his ability to make the team do better. It's weird. It's weird to see that. You know what I mean? I feel like every team he's been on, he's made them like overall better just by his presence alone. Like we're seeing it now with the Warriors. And it's unfortunate that he's hurt, which is probably going to be the reason why the Warriors don't pass the first round. I'm just shooting straws here. I'm not going to lie. But him being on the team or his presence just in general just makes everything like way better for his team.
Point first quarter, and from that point on,
I don't think Jimmy is a player you build around.
I
think Jimmy is something you add to your team.
And Miami goes up 2-1.
As he's either a first or he's either a second or a third option.
To have no chance against the championship contending Bucks. But when you got Butler doing Butler things, I guess anything's possible. And headed into Game 4 with a chance to take a 3-1 series lead, he activated playoff Jimmy.
Yeah, I think I respect a player who can go crazy more in the playoffs than they can in the regular season. Like if you're good in the regular season, that's cool. But if you're great in the playoffs, we love that. We love that so much. Boom. He's got big guy dunks too. He doesn't have like guard dunks. He's got strongman dunks, like that old head dunk. Jimmy is him for real.
Playoff Jimmy had it stuck on automatic as he went nuclear for a career-high 56-point performance.
67 field goal percentage is crazy.
In NBA playoff history. And it was capped off by a red-hot 21-point fourth quarter that had the building shaking.
He was going crazy.
Not to expose the guy, but Jimmy was doing most of his scoring on Drew Holiday, one of, if not the best perimeter defender in the league. Yet he was getting fried. Miami goes up 3-1. Back on the road for Game 5, Butler's annihilation of the Bucks didn't slow down at all. The dude popped off for 11 in the first quarter,
and Giannis could not touch him at all.
On Grayson Allen's 3, followed by a two-handed punch at the other end.
Yeah.
He was killing, but in the fourth is when he really turned it on. With 2:30 to go, he muscles in an and one on Brook Lopez for his 35th point of the night, and then screams at Drew Holiday, telling him, "I own you."
I own you is crazy.
It couldn't get worse for Holiday. On the very next possession, Butler greens a 3 right in his face to tie the game, and then stares him down. Jimmy had Drew in hell. In fact, he was in his head to such a degree that
if there's one thing Jimmy gonna do, bro, Jimmy's gonna talk his shit, bro. That's that's probably why I've always had big respect for Jimmy. Is that no matter what team he was on throughout his entire career, he's been a shit talker through and through. Win, loss, fucking tie, it doesn't matter. He's still gonna shit talk you to the ends of the earth. It's, oh my goodness. Been a Wolves fan since Jimmy was on there in 2K18. Now everyone a fan. Man, you get, at least give him some props though. You know what I mean? People didn't really have much respect for Jimmy back then, but now that they see that he's like, ever since that run, or this run in 2023, people's respect have gone skyrocket for Jimmy. Jimmy's like that for real. You know what I mean? Before this, you thought Jimmy was he, that one run in 2020 was a fluke. He didn't do that all by himself. You know what I mean? Or whenever he played with the Wolves, he was like, he was all right, but he wasn't the reason. You know what I mean? This showed he could be that guy for real if need be. You know what I'm saying? But
that with a chance to put Milwaukee up 3 with 2 seconds left, Holiday makes just one of 2 free throws to put the Bucks up 2. Butler's master plan was coming together.
Shot again.
Over the top to Butler.
Oh my goodness, what a shot.
Jimmy Butler.
What a fucking shot, bro. That's crazy.
With 0.5 left on
that was the
clock,
riskiest shit ever.
Throws in a ridiculous lob while falling down to send the game to overtime. This guy was,
and he even did it off the glass. He like put that straight in the hoop.
Continues to torture Holiday as he splashes a spinning jumper
big
for
spin.
his 45th point of the night as he grills him again.
Bro, staring him down, bro.
Was over.
Oh my
some
goodness.
Type of energy, Butler averaged a ludicrous 37, 6 and 5 on the series.
Those stats are
just
crazy.
Absurd efficiency, carrying Miami to make history as they become just the 6th 8 seed to defeat a 1 seed in NBA history. Playoff Jimmy has officially arrived, and he's off to round 2.
I didn't know. What was it? Not the Celtics. Was it the Celtics? No, it wasn't.
It was Heat versus Knicks in round 2.
Yeah, it was the Knicks.
And to make things interesting, the last time an 8 seed made the conference finals was when New York beat Miami in 1999. 24 years later, Jimmy was looking to flip the script. In game 1, he stayed hot as he dropped 25, 11, and 4. But with 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter,
oh yeah, Jimmy always getting injured at the worst time, bro.
Jimmy suffered a major ankle sprain. And by his reaction, there's no doubt he's seriously injured. He toughed it out to play the rest of the game.
Ironically enough, Jimmy got injured again playing with the Warriors, bro. God damn, bro. Jimmy is just unlucky, bro. Just unlucky.
That ankle was a major concern. He'd end up missing game 2 as the Knicks pulled out the win to tie the series at 1.
Jalen Brunson,
and that was it. Jimmy had seen enough. The man made his return in game 3 at home, igniting the crowd with a 28-point night. They smoked New York, he was taunting Josh Hart, and the menace was officially back. Miami kept the momentum going in game 4 as Butler delivered a dominant 2-way performance to take a 3-1 series lead. And with a chance to close it out in the Big Apple, they stunk it up. So game 6 would have to do the trick. With a 4-point win at home, Butler and the Heat do it again, upsetting the top seed to become just the 2nd team to move on to the conference finals as the 8th seed.
Mad respect.
And for the cherry on top, they'll have a chance to
they got to go against the Celtics.
Against the team that sent them home 1 year ago.
This one, I love this whole entire, this one, oh my goodness. I think I watched part of the series. I didn't watch everything.
Conference finals against
but
Boston
this series,
for the 2nd year in a row.
Which is talk this shit to Al Horford is
Jimmy
crazy.
predicted this.
What do you think you guys need to cross the threshold?
Figure out a way to be consistent. So we had enough. Next year, we will have enough, and we're gonna be right back in the same situation, and we're gonna get it done.
You like that?
But the question is, can he stay true to his word and get the job done?
Yeah, you damn right he is.
In the first quarter of game 1, the answer would be yes. As part of a 12-point first quarter, he was burying
He's
mid-range
torching
jumpers,
Pritchard,
doing his thing around the rim, and talking a lot of trash. He wanted this, and with just over a minute to go in the fourth, with the Heat up 7, Butler got his chance at a do-over.
big shot from the same spot. Cash. Oh, off the bounce. Off the bounce shots are so nasty.
On a near carbon copy right wing 3 that he was short on just a year ago, this time he gets just enough on it to get the bounce over the rim to cap
Yeah,
off
he's not
a
a proficient
flat-out
3-point shooter,
dominant
is he?
performance
He actually is
to
just
win
very
Game 1.
average.
Headed
if
into
anything.
Game 2, Jimmy had his sights set on stealing another game in Boston, and at the end of the first half with the Heat up 4, it was looking good. But the C's roared right back in the second, and as Grant Williams hit a 3 halfway through the fourth that put Boston up 9, he gets a little excited. For whatever reason, he gets right in Butler's face and starts running his mouth. Like, what are you doing, bro? Don't you know this is playoff Jimmy?
Yeah, Jimmy will talk the most shit. In there. Big man shit. We love that. We love this. As long as they not fighting, we love those. On his grill. Low boyed him. Again. Low boyed him. You wanted some more? Rah. He can't guard me. He can't guard me. While also getting right in his grill, calling him too small, and telling his bench that he can't guard him. It was insanity. Miami is headed back home with a 2-0 series lead. I said Al
thanks to
Horford
another
earlier. It was
masterful
definitely Grant
performance
Hill.
by Jimmy with 27 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 3
Not Grant Hill.
steals,
What the
and
fuck?
2 blocks.
What am I saying?
Thank you, Grant Williams.
Grant
Back
Williams,
on home
thank
soil,
you.
they kept their foot on the gas with an overpowering 26-point win to take a 3-0 series lead.
3-0 is
And
crazy.
do I gotta remind you that no
On the
team
Celtics.
has ever come back from an 0-3 deficit. They're 0-150 to be
Sheesh.
exact.
Oh, they came back.
It's going to be Boston on top, 116-99, big win, avoiding elimination.
Yeah.
They have been great.
Rah, they do it again.
Games, winning it tonight.
Yep.
He's got to be aware of Derek White on the quick pass back also. White will inbound.
Marcus Smart.
It's off the Smart.
Ah.
The seventh game.
Oh, what a putback.
But the buzzer sounded. The light was on. It'll be reviewed. I don't think
What
he
a
got that
putback.
any time. Great effort to protect the offensive rebound.
Yeah, he got that.
That's a Celtic win, and we're going to Game 7. The Celtics are going to win. There's a Game 7 back in Boston. Stunned. People here are absolutely
Yeah, they're stunned.
stunned.
Off an improbable putback buzzer beater by Derek White, the Celtics are forcing a do-or-die Game 7 back in Boston. I can't believe it. Butler and the Heat had all the momentum in the world through the first 3 games.
For real.
But at the snap of Derek White's fingers, it was all gone. It's gonna take a miracle to muster up a win in Game 7. And a miracle is what they got. From
Yeah, they
seeming
got
like they were
playoff
dead in the
Jimmy.
water, Miami resurrected themselves at the right time in a
Bang.
dominant Game 7 performance,
Good pass.
beating the brakes off the Celtics by 19 on their home court. Butler stayed true to his word from a year ago, carrying the Heat
The editing
to the
on this
NBA
video is
Finals
always
as
good,
the
man.
8th seed.
Shout out to
We were
Post 2K,
witnessing
man.
history. Jimmy's gonna be back on the big
storytelling
stage
is
for
so
the first time
amazing.
since 2020, with an even bigger challenge.
Nah, this
in front of
team,
him.
this roster is crazy. I swear to you, I still think the Nuggets roster, like their starting 5
And
is
somehow,
crazy.
Miami's in the NBA
It's
Finals.
insane.
Nearly 2 months ago,
They just
Jimmy
need a
and
better
Heat were in the
bench.
play-in game, just 1 loss away from not even making the playoffs. 2 months later, they're here on the big stage against a Denver Nuggets squad on a mission. After a loss in Game 1, Miami stole Game
I can't
2
wait
in
until he
Denver
makes that
to tie the
Nikola
series
Jokic
at
video.
1.
Oh my
But
goodness.
sadly, That's all we get. The Nuggets proved to be too much to handle, ending Miami's Cinderella run in 5, as Butler suffered another heartbreaking defeat in the finals. Despite not winning the title, Jimmy Butler's 2023 playoff run will without a doubt go down in history. From iconic moments and performances, to simply watching him upset championship contenders with his style of FU basketball was beyond entertaining. Playoff Jimmy was an experience that will never be forgotten.
It's over.
FU basketball is crazy. Post 2K with another banger, bro. This guy's dropping bombs after bombs after bombs, man.
I want to see me get my joy back from playing basketball. And wherever that may be, we'll find out here pretty soon, but
can you get your joy back here on the court?
Probably not.
At least he was honest. Yeah, you know what's crazy too? Like, Jimmy puts so much hard work and effort into the team that he plays, and it feels like the teams that he plays for, they don't like reciprocate that same effort. You know what I mean? Like, he took the Heat to the finals twice within 4 years of being there. He took them to the playoffs 4 different times. You would think there would be some effort into like him being there. You know what I mean? And I think the Warriors are gonna they're gonna put forth that effort. It's unfortunate that he got injured this year. But next year for sure, I think the Warriors are gonna get their last try at a real championship contender run. Because this will probably be Steph's last year and Draymond's last year. Actually, realistically, if they get rid of Draymond, I don't think anything's really going to change. They're going to be lacking on a real defensive presence, if anything. But Draymond definitely needs to go, personally. I think Curry got a couple more years left in him. Draymond should be gone next year, which will leave like a lot of changes to be made for Jimmy to like do his thing, man. But this is a W video by Post 2K. Y'all check him out, man. This shit is amazing. Storytelling is amazing. Writing is amazing. We love to see it. I just think, if anything, I want to see more like this is just a personal preference too. And I know he's not going to change because of one fucking comment. But I definitely would like to see more like clips of like, you know, certain matches or certain moments. Just raw footage of the moment would be so clean. But this is a good video. This is like a mini documentary, you know what I mean? And that's all his videos. So y'all go check him out too.